Sevgili Muğla Üniversitesi mensupları, değerli arkadaşlar, değerli öğretim üyeleri, sevgili öğrencilerim. Bugün İngiltere'den, Londra'dan, Suffolk Üniversitesi'nden bir hoca arkadaşımız bize pandemi konferanslar serisinde konuşmacı olacak. Chowdhury, Bangladeşli, Atatürk'ün kurduğu bir liseden mezun Bangladeş'te ve ardından Hacettepe Üniversitesi Bilgisayar Mühendisliği bölümü mezunu. Türkiye'deki pek çok üniversiteye konferans, danışmanlık hizmetleri çerçevesinde pek çok üniversitede bulundu. Yüksek lisansını ABD, doktorasını İngiltere yaptıktan sonra şu an Suffolk Üniversitesi'nde doçent doktor olarak İşletme Fakültesi'nde çalışıyor. Bugün bize dünyada post pandemi sonrası dünya ve iş insanları konusunda kısa bir konferans verecek. Dear fellows and my students and my listeners from all around the world, today I convey Dr. Chowdhury from Suffolk University. Even though he is from Bangladesh, he is educated, he graduated from Turkish University, Hacettepe University, Engineering Faculty, Computer Engineering Department. He got many colleagues from all around the world, especially from Turkey. He has been in Kocaeli University, Hacettepe University, 19 Mayıs University, Nevşehir University in Turkey. Now he is lecturing in business faculty in Suffolk University as an associate professor. His topic today is post-pandemic periods in world and business. And Daba, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Prof. Firstly, I want to give you big thanks that you are actually doing this thing for our students, our colleagues, and I think all the world. And this might be a good opportunity to many people to understand what is actually happening. So my gratitude and my regards to you as you are actually planning this thing to do for everyone. And as we both are academics, I think we want to see actually what could be happen in the future. So my apology if our forecast may not be happening, but as you know, we are academic, we just to see how we can forecasting for our future. And first of all, I want to say this pandemic is actually obviously happened in suddenly and probably not in an expected way. So many people or many friend families are in trouble. I also want to give my best feeling and my what is called my my obviously the sorrowness and condolence to the family who actually lost their loved one. I also actually feeling not bad because I lost a few friends, very close friend last few days, doctor, my fellow colleagues and all sort of things. So I think we all are in an actually same situation. So I'm again want to my condolence to those my friend and families and even the rest of the world who is actually lost their loved one. So that is the first view of us, I think. And today topic is actually very interesting. It is like post-pandemic and how we can see the world and what is the business model could be, observed. That is actually planned. So if we can start from obviously the whole world, what is actually world is doing. Now, I think in the past part, I want to talk about in the long with the short discussion that how we actually see this world last 20 and 30 odd years, especially last 20 years. We become too fast. If you look at it, actually, a whole global business model become so fast. People are, working in a different way. People become a different sort of respect and understanding each other. So I think this pandemic actually giving the two scenario. One is in the business model or how people will be working in after this post pandemic, and another thing is what is actually what we are suffering and how we can actually escape from this suffering, and what will be economy, how this economy will be actually shifting in different location, especially geographically. So this will be probably in the second part of our conversation. So first of all, obviously, this is I think in happening now. But if you look at the legacy of this kind of pandemic, uh, especially 1720, 1820s, 1920s, these are actually the like 100 years of interval, and this is actually happened, and I'm sure world could observe that what they saw after this type of pandemic. And now the question is here, obviously the interesting things is, if you look at the 1720s or 1820s or 1920s, we as a human being was so much individual, like there was not enough technology, people are not connected with each other. But nowadays, especially this 1950s onward or 1960s and something, the technology is slowly obviously involved in the many sector, especially the business, education, and slowly is entered to the human life, especially individual. If you look at the last, probably I'm giving the 5 years, the people become a more isolated with the Facebook, Twitter, and so on. So that means, and world is actually become a too much difference mood, and I think people don't have any value to each other. People are actually doing a lot of things and long distance based, especially like in a global thinking, local acting. That means people are talking in the rest of the world, even they don't know what is the next door, or the what is the people are next to them in sitting and doing something. So the thing is, there is a losing value or interconnection between the closest dimension is actually closed down to the longest one. So in that case, I think this pandemic actually bring us in more sensible value to each other. And we can see, if you look at the this pandemic, obviously start from China or whatever it is, and that is now is actually is the issue from global for globalization, especially in the under globalization, everybody sharing this pandemic. Nobody can say, oh, it is actually hit me, or it is just only for this continent or this area or that sector. No, it is actually the occupied in all whole world. So that is the one of the beauty of this coronavirus, that it actually observed in everywhere. Now the question is, if you look at this when they are started this pandemic, the people may not actually observe correctly. So those countries observe correctly or take the precaution or arrangement earlier, they may have a more saving their human life. But those people are actually not bring in proper direction, they may have lose more people, or you can see it still is in the on process, or in the process of these issues or in this pandemic. So we are still in the middle of somewhere. We could not think about that what will be happen, when will be a stop, and nobody, I think that is the actually world is actually worried about, that when it will be finished and how it will be observed in the next step. It might be totally whipped out and then it will be come back again. That is the probably scientists are thinking until it got the the medicine or a kind of a stopping mechanism. Then how can we protect our human being, or especially to the human? So this is the first part, obviously. Now how we are actually thinking the world is shifting, if you look at it now, this model is also giving the total is in the integration of one model. Like we are all in one umbrella, everybody is thinking now this epidemics, and also thinking how we can actually came out from this issue. So if is it like this thing, that what happened, the whole world become a one single economy. And it is that it is true, or you can see it obviously probably 1 or 2 years time, it affect for everybody. is not only the rich or if you look at the three dimension of the pyramid, like in obviously advanced economy, middle economy, and emerging economy, and obviously developing economy. I think everybody will be actually getting the same kind of recession. So this recession depends on which country get the how much effect is depends on the country infrastructure, country's resource and capabilities, and how they are actually establish their a background model of the GDP. So it obviously it will be helping from the many sector could work together. Now, as the academic, what we can see or what we or my personal understanding is, if you look at the model at the moment, it was actually the two way the world was running last few years. One is the producer who are actually producing in the goods, especially I'm talking the production side. They're like an automobile, computer, or obviously whatever it is. They are actually taking the big percentage of the world. On the other hand, those people are working with like in agriculture or a small production side, especially like in I'm talking of the developing countries and emerging economies. They have actually a small proportion of the growth in the last 5-10 years. However, if we look at the shifting model of this post pandemic in the world, it could be changed. The how it could be changed. Now, if we look at the economics, people may not have a money now. Obviously, every government, every country's current government and boosting their economy or saving their people to giving their some cash or somehow they donating money to the small businesses and or employees and obviously the people are self-employed and so on. But how long they can do? Obviously 3 months, maximum 3 months. So the one thing will be coming to the end. The next few years, probably people may or the government may think that this 3 month was not in the calendar. Say for example, if China, it has started in November, December, January, something like that, they might be think that 3 month was not their calendar because that was the one of the disaster time for their calendar. Means they hit and their economy was down. They couldn't do anything because of this pandemic. And the same thing now, for example, UK or USA and Europe, and obviously we are coming back probably Asia a little bit later. So this 3 month, in my understanding, is March, April, May could be obviously whipped from the calendar. So they might be analysis the 9 month GDP, and they can thinking the how they can shifting their economy in after 9 months or obviously 2021 and so on. So this is the one thing we need to be really very much think about how we survived our post pandemic, whether we can have enough production, we can have enough growth. But the thing is, it should be a definitely decline situation, probably decline in come to the obviously very minimum level of the GDP, maybe 1%, 2% is the whole world. You can see the IMF is talking, OECD is talking already, World Health Organization is talking. So this is the obviously many specialists is going to be think about. They will talk about the statistic in the rest of the world, how every country is actually suffered, how much cash input in the market, and how they can actually boosting the sector. Now the question is that many sector could be obviously getting in the very difficult situation after this post pandemic because there will not be a resource, obviously raw materials probably. The B, the producer can produce but nobody will buy, and the C, probably the production cost will be so high so nobody will produce. So in that case, what we can see in the very general model of the business in the world could be a radically or dramatically change from technology to agriculture. That is my real understanding. Those countries actually doing good in agriculture last few years. I think they will be going to the leading position in next few years because technology could not actually feeding us. As we all understood, we need vegetable, we need rice, we need cauliflower, we need whatever it is. So this could not be actually produced by technology. It could be actually produced by in the human being, where the cultivation is the main source for the country's GDP or economy. So that will be probably shifting from the model from European country to Asian or Africa or whatever it is. I think that will be the another forced regulation that the people may start or thinking to the cultivation. People may thinking to the livestock, especially to the farming. People may to think about the how they can actually surviving their local community. As I mentioned my beginning of the conversation, last 10 years we are actually depends on technology, purely technology, like in everything technology, and we day and night working with technology, and we getting all those things throughout the technology. So this could be probably shifting in the whole world to make the first of all the in locally the saving the local people first. So the what is happening, local community can sharing each other. If you look at the 50 or 100 years ago, the market scenario was like in when we say market, we was saying like in people bring their chicken and exchange with the rice, or people bring their vegetable exchange with the something else. So there was not a currency, and that currency was coming when people become a more technology, then is currency started especially. And obviously you can see the bitcoins and other techno currency also is in the market. So these are all will be actually whipped out, that will be coming as a zero. People will not be actually believing this type of technology based money or artificial money, which would not be feeding them at all. So therefore the big company in the worldwide, people may not produce anything next 2 3 years, because if they produce they cannot sell it, there will not be a buyer. So in that case, what happened, as I mentioned, the village-oriented village business could be a booming. People will be exchange their products and service throughout their interaction rather than to use its currency, and then it will be go to the national contribution, and then slowly it will be go to the international. And that is the, I think, my understanding. 13th centuries, 14th centuries, 15th centuries, most of the kings fighting each other only for the surviving of their people throughout the agriculture, and that was the actually agriculture revolution. And if you really look at the 400-500 years ago, those people, those countries are rich actually, who are actually producing some kind of agriculture product, and that was the agriculture revolution. And I think this pandemic giving us big lessons in the same time, then how we are behaving, the change of our behavior, change of our culture. We will be more closer to each other, to helping each other, to understand the people value with the creation. Is not creation, I mean only just human. We have to be respect animals, we have to respect the forest, we have to respect our sea, water, everything. So the creation is a create what creator creates are. I think we forget it, and we become a so much radical as a human being. I think this pandemic is actually giving the option to see how we should care everything. I'm giving before my finishing, obviously these things. Obviously, if you look at the world, as you said, as we're talking about the business and world, this post-pandemic, it is actually, you can feel it now. Last 2 months or last 1 month, we all are in home quarantine or lockdown and all sort of thing. The beauty is actually is no less carbon dioxide is actually producing. If you look at the air like in air pollution is a come down, because there is no carbon dioxide. People are not driving. There is no flight. There is no production in the industry. So if you look at balance of the pollution is automatically drop out, because the carbon dioxide is producing less. So the world is going to be little bit clear, fresh air. So the surviving people could be having a better life. Obviously, as I mentioned, we are losing 1,000 of people who we love, who we care. But the question is, it is actually something we cannot control it. But the post period of the pandemic will be changing with a lot of things, which could be discussable again. And I think that is my view and my observation as an academic. Thank you.
Thank you, Daba. A very, I mean, descriptive feature. You share what you expect in coming years. It's very, elaborate conclusions.
Thank you.
I think what happened, Daba, the term global village term is becoming global house. That's what I thought when we are chatting now in London, in Muğla, in Turkey and UK. It's global village. It's not global house. That's the
absolutely
different. Yeah. Now I will.
I'm really agree with you. People used to talk about the global village, and I think now we need to be converted this village to the house, because now we are all in one house, and everybody have to share something.
Yes. And I'm just shifting to Turkish now. Evet sevgili dostlar, Türkiye'deki arkadaşlar, Daba anlayacağınız gibi girişten Türkçeyi oldukça güzel konuşan, anlayan bir arkadaş. Ve ondan şunu öğrenmek istiyorum. O Türkiye'de uzun yıllar kaldı, Türk kültürüne aşina, zaten Bangladeş olduğu için ve Türkiye'de çok tanıdıkları var. Ama bu post pandemi dönemi sonrasında küresel ölçekte Türkiye'yi ne bekler? Türkiye'nin yeri ne olacak? Biz bu pandemi sonrası hakikaten bir paradigma değişmesi, bir kuantum sıçraması yaşayacak mıyız? Ne bekliyorsun?
Hocam, teşekkürler. I think böyle bir durum söylemeden önce Türkiye gerçekten coğrafya olarak Eurasya model üzerinde çalışıyor. Fakat birkaç tane örnek olarak söylemek istiyorum. Şu anda Türkiye'de kriz, o kadar kriz gitti. Her krizde Türkiye ayakta ve dayandı. Her gün Türkiye aslında krizde yaşıyor. Niye diye sorursanız, dolar bakımında, karesi bakımında baktığı zaman Türkiye her gün değer kaybediyor. Fakat Türkiye yaşıyor. Türkiye last 100 seneden beri böyle bir, ben Türkiye'de yaklaşık 20 sene yakından izliyorum. Çok kendini de gördüm. Ben kendini öğrenciyken orada gerçekten bayağı krizler gördüm. Krizler zamanında da insanların nasıl dayandığını onu da gördüm. Hiç şüphesiz insan really dayandırıyor. Bu konuda ben çok umutluyum de bu post pandemik bu durumdan sonra da Türkiye çok büyük bir kayıp olmayacak. Tabii ki dünyada ekonomi düştüğü zaman Türkiye'de düşecek. Bunun bir bahane yok. Fakat orantılı olarak konuştuğu zaman Türkiye'de güçlü değişik bakımda. Ben biraz önce beni İngilizce konuştuğu zaman oradaki demiştim, insan agriculture ve farming üzerinde duracak. Ekonomi biraz teknolojiden uzak durarak tabii ki bir farming ve agriculture üzerinde çalışmaya devam edecek. Bunu dediğiniz zaman Türkiye çok güzel noktada şu anda. Biliyorsunuz, o tabii ki siz benden daha iyi bilirsiniz hocam. Türkiye'de farming ve livestock ve fruits, vegetable bunlar çok bol.
Gerçekten güçlü diyorsun abi.
Çok güçlü bunu. Hatta Türkiye biliyorsunuz birkaç sene önce, 3-4 sene önce de Rusya ile kavga birazcık friendship düştüğü zaman tomato, potatoes bunların fiyat o kadar düştü ki biliyorsunuz farmerlar ne yaptı? Sokaklarda düşürdü. Bunların çok büyük. Öyle bir bakımda gördüğü zaman bu pandemik durum bittikten sonra Türkiye bence ekonomi çok büyük bir noktaya gitmeyecek. Çünkü düşen nokta zaten düştü. Mesela dolar bakımında böyle dünyada kriz already Türkiye'de üzerinde geçmiş. Şu anda da her zaman dolara değer kaybediyor. Ama iş adamlar iş yapar. Niye yapıyor? Çünkü Türkiye'nin ekonomi çok büyük bir balance'da oturuyor her zaman. Bir mesela büyük holdingler, Koç Holding, Şavanzi Holding, ne derseniz büyük holdingler üretim üzerinde çalışıyor. Tabii ki onların belli bir kesim ne diyor employees hani insanları çalıştırıyor tabii ki orada fazla. Ama öteki yanda yani büyük bir farming var. Türkiye'de büyük bir güçü hani vegetables, sebze, meyve onlar üzerindeki çalışan perakende ve kendi kendine çalışan bir sürü girişimci insan normal devlet hariç de çalışıyor. Devletten yardım almadan da onlar devam ediyor. So bu post pandemik aslında böyle ülkeler çok büyük bir kutuya geçmeyecek. Bir örnek dersem mesela Türkiye'nin daha da bir güçlü böyle olabilir çünkü Türk dünyasındaki sadece Türk değil. Uzbekistan, Kazakistan, Kırgızistan öyle bölge coğrafyadaki bütün bölge sonunda belki de birlikte çalışacak. Bu birlikte çalıştığı zaman ne olur? Bu ekonomi değişik bir modele gelebilir. Bunu da bilmek demek istiyorum. Türkiye'de genç nüfus çok güzel. Genç nüfus fazlası bile. O yüzden ne olur? Bu insanlar belki de değişik ortamda çalışmaya devam edebiliyor. Çünkü bunlar genç olduğu için her bakımda, her bir neticede belli bir ortamda çalışmaya devam edebilirler. Bu konudaki bunlar Avrupa'ya gitme gereği yok. İngiltere'ye gitme gereği biraz önce söylediğim gibi ekonomi düştüğü zaman dünyada düşecek. Ondan sonra ne olacak? Dünya herkese kendini kurtarmaya çalışacak. Her ülke kendini kurtaracak. Bir şey mesela biraz önce dediğim mesela Sabancı, Ulkar, Koç Holding kim ne üretirse bunlar önce devlet ne yapabilir? Devlet diyecek ki benim memleketin insanları önce dayandıracak. Sonra yurt dışına export yapabilirsiniz. O zaman bunu demek istediğim bütün dünya artık kendi modeli çalışacak. Kendi kendine çalışacak ki bir şekilde onlar kendini ekonomi kaldıracak. O kaldırdıktan sonra bunlar export import'a devam edecek. Bu konudaki dediğine göre Türkiye tekrar baştan almak istiyorum. Türkiye ekonomi bence bu post pandemikten sonra çok büyük bir şaşırtıcı olayda ekonomi düşmeyecek. Çünkü benim anladığım bu agriculture üzerindeki, farming üzerindeki kendine insan ne yapabilir ona göre devam edecek. O ekonomi artık birazcık birleş ekonomi üzerinde güçlendirecek. İnsanları mesela nasıl değerlendiriyor? Mesela Türkiye'de ben öyle çok şeyleri gördüm, çok birleşlere gittim. Çok girişimcilik, kendine üreten şeyler, o birleşler yatar. Onlar devlet başka ya da bir şey almak gerekiyor. Ben dediğini tekrarlatmak istiyorum. Mesela 100 sene önce insan currency diye bir kağıt parası yoktu. İnsanda kağıt para diye bir şey yoktu. Hep ne yapıyordu? Değiştirdik, arkadaşlık. Sende bir şey var, bende bir şey var. Onları değiştirip devam edeceğiz. So, belli bir zamana kadar bence bu güzel olacak. Bence benim bu anladığım modelde Türkiye bir emerging ekonomi. Türkiye bir emerging ekonomi. Obviously da kaldıran bir ekonomi. Böyle bir büyük bir dert ve büyük bir hani şoka girmeyecek. Çünkü şoka giren insan, siz gerçekten Türk millet çok şoka giren, her gün kalkınca bir şoka giriyor ama akşam üstüne tekrar bu şok geçiyor. O yüzden bu pandemik büyük bir zor olmayacak. Tabii ki zor durum odur. Bizim sevdiğini arkadaşlar kaybolacak. İnsan bizden ayrılacak. O büyük bir kayıp aradığında ortasında. Ayrıca bunun için bir uygu tabii ki kalacak. Belli bir aileler tabii ki düzgün hayatı yaşayacak. Çünkü onların belki de sevdiği kişi kayboldu. Onun sayesinde tabii ki biraz memleket her ülke birazcık düşecek. Onu Türkiye'de de görecek. O Türkiye'de de görmekte şu anda herhalde. Ama post pandemikten sonra devlet çok büyük bir korku ve şoka girmeyecek. Bunu altında çizmek istiyorum.
Daba çok teşekkürler. Katıldın bize Londra'dan ve değerli görüşlerini aktardın. Ve oldukça olumlu bir gelecek çizdiğini gördün Türkiye'den ve belki senin görüşlerin çok daha değerli çünkü yurt dışından gözlemleyebiliyorsun diğer ekonomilerle.
Tabii.
Ve biliyorsun bugünlerde biz İngiltere'ye birkaç tane yardım uçağı da gönderdik. Bilmiyorum haberlerde çıktı mı akşamları?
Tabii. Gördüm.
Teşekkür ederim. Başka bir konferansta görüşmek üzere.
Thank you.